Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Site2129 and today I'm going to be teaching you how to start a Boeing 777 from cold and dark to fully ready for takeoff. So let's get into it. Before I get into that, I'll show you how to set up the sim brief. For those who do not know what sim brief is, basically sim brief is the place where you plan your flights. For example, here you can see you have the whole world map. Now, before you do this, you will go into your account settings and you basically start your account. Here you will get your username and you will get your what do you call it, pilot ID. Here you can see this is very important, pilot ID and username. You need this to make a flight. Now go to dashboard. When you log in, go to basically new flight, then whatever flight you want to do. For right now I'm doing OMDB, which is Dubai to KJFK. Now any plane you want, for example, but this video is for the 777-200 LR. So we'll scroll down until we see it. Here you can see, you go here. Okay, so now you can see the time, the runway, the arrival runway, the route, if it's valid or not, the nautical miles for the route, and you also have, you can put your, basically we'll put a UAE call sign. You can just put any number, but the real flight number for Dubai to JFK is 23. You go here, you generate your flight. You don't have to change the fuel. You don't have to do anything unless you want to do it. You want to personalize. You don't really need to do personalization on this because it automatically does it. But if you want, you can. Now, as you can see over here, if you want to go really in depth, like we really want to be professional, here's the whole flight plan, every single thing. But we don't really need that. Honestly, I'm telling you. Okay, so we know our runway is 12 right. So we're gonna open MSFS. We're gonna go in Dubai. We're gonna see 12 right. 12 right is this runway right here. To save time, I'm gonna basically be here. I think let's go here and I'll be here. Alright, so we loaded in now. Now, sometimes whenever, I don't know for you guys, but whenever I try to load into the 777, it's always on. And I don't like that. That just takes the chili segment. So I'm going to tell you how to fix that. You don't have to follow that. Or don't mind the FPS, I'm recording in the video. For that is the FPS. Okay. Whenever you come here, and then, for example, if this is on, everything's on, you go into PMBG setups. You go into panel state load here. You go into cold and dark, and you execute. Now you wait until this loads. There, as you can see, planes hold cold and dark. So that's it. Don't mind the FPS; it's recording, so it's gonna be very laggy. Now, for people who haven't, on this is basically the first time, you go into basically electronic flight path. To this, you go into this customization. You put your sim brief name ID, then you save preference, and it automatically logs in. Alright, then you go back here, home, then you request data from sim brief. You get the data. Fine. Now you understand math. Now, because as you can see, the plane's whole like fully dark, you go here back, you go into ground operations, you ground power, you request this. There, it's connected. You go up over the overhead pan and you'll see this, which is basically the primary extended power. You click this. Amazing. Now, let me just go back here. Now, over here, you go over here, serve in the, I don't know how to pronounce it, whatever that is. You have to play this on. Emergency lights, you have to put on arm, scroll wheel, and then you close. Boom. You have to go here, ADIRU. This is like the IRS. IRS if you're from Airbus. You press this on. Now, batteries on, IFE, pass cabin, seats, utilities on. This is basically the infotainment system for the passengers. APU. First, you have to go to start and then on. It automatically does that. There. Now, second thing is, of course, passenger seat belts on. Now, as we can see, this is Dubai any builds. And you can see the gate, whatever you call this, I forgot. You can go here, go to tower. Then you can go into ground services. Then you can go back to any of these, it doesn't matter. And then you request jetway connection. Yeah, it's a called jetway for sorry. So then it's connecting. Now, the 777 takes some time to load. heavy aircraft. Until then, we'll go to this panel. Oh my god, that lag, I swear. You go here. You go here. You put this here. VOR, ADFR, you put this on high, and you put this on top. You go to school below. There we go. Now, let's get back into our tablet sheet. Yeah, there we go. Now, FMC, you put here. You go into post init, and then you go into your GPS position. You press this, and then you press this. Then you go into route. You can fill this if you want. Now, route request. You go here, SIMB, OMD, KDF, Here you can see the initial altitude. You can see the distance. You can see the alternate. You can see the reserve fuels you have, the block fuel you have, and the weight you have. You press set payload, set fuel, bow. Now, after you've done this, you go press left route. It's gonna lag, but it's fine. Now, route request. Let it do its job. Until then, you can basically enjoy the outside view. You can see the Dubai. You can see the tower and everything. Alright. Now it says load. We first have to press load. Until this is loading, go back here into your tablet. Go into electronic flight plan. Go into departure value. This is basically OMD, the time, the 060 degrees at 7 knots, basically the wind. You see the 26 degrees Celsius is your temperature and dew point is 16 and you QNH this. If you do not understand this, GPN is going to simple and you can get everything there. But as we're in Dubai, it's actually HPA and not inches. So to just know that, just see QNH 101. You go here, you see this? It's inches. You put this into HPA basically, and then you do that. 1018. 18? Yeah, perfect. Okay. Now, after route has been, you can see origin and you can see this. Clear. Now you go and put your runway. For us, it was 12, right? If you're confused, you can again go into this and you can scroll down and stuff, or you can open symbols. If this is confusing, which it will be for first members, you can go here and see 12, right? But if you want to check if your tablet where it is, you can just see it right here. If you scroll a little bit down, you can see routing, going right here. Turn weight, one right, you press this, you get this, you can see line thing, and we activate and execute. They will. Now, zero fuel weight, you click on this clip and this on first time you get this, second time you click it, fills both on these. And then you have to perf init data, performance init data, you have to accept. After you've accepted this, you go to trust link and you basically have to see the AQU. This is outside temperature for the AQU. Now, you cannot find that in the tablet. So you have to go back to SimBrief. You gotta go to takeoff performance. Let it load. Calculate. Here you can see the cell temperature, which is basically the APU temperature, which is for kitchen. You can even see your flags here. Do not trust these speeds because these speeds are really not that good. Okay. What was it? I forgot. Alright. 53. 5-3. Boom. Put this in. 93.91. As you can see, that's green. That's 100% engine. That's 93%. You put takeoff. You go here, you put the flaps that we saw. Put that here. CG, which is double click. We don't need to know. There, we just do the same. 169 is your takeoff speed. So you go back here. You go here. No, I don't know. There. There you go. You did that. You have done it. Now, whenever you fly, the plane will directly not follow the LFA. I don't know why. It just doesn't want to. Perfectly fine. Okay, don't worry. Go to legs. You see this? Legs. You take any of your legs. You always take the first one. Play. Come this. And this we just replace it. You can see this. Execute. Now your plane just follow LFA. Perfectly fine. Now, the FMC has been set up. Now let's get to the checklist part. Checklist. There. You come here. Here you can see oxygen. You want to test that. You just test it. Here we go. Oxygen we check. Flight instrument, heading, altimeter, altimeter has been set, heading has been set, which is VNAV, we don't touch that. Parking brakes, which is gonna item override, as we're not doing that right now. Flight deck door closed, MCP, V1, V2, we've got in takeoff speeds, pre-flight trim, automatically the plane does it. Taxi and takeoff briefing is done. These will be only important if you have on whole, what do you call, VATSing. Anti-ice, we don't need. Recall, we have done. Auto brake, we will put ITO. Rejected takeoff. Flight controls will not be checked right now. Now, we got a taxi. So we're just gonna focus push back. Now, people ask me, hey, how do I don't know what taxi way to choose. On what do you call it, on VATSIN, you'll get it. So for example, if you want to use Volanta, you can import item from SynLeaf. Go here. You go down here on your, you got a flight plan. And then you can see as at runway 12 right, if for example the ATC can tell you whole taxi via Zulu 10, then kilo 3, this is kilo 2, Zulu 10 to kilo 3, 10 right to kilo 3, whole short of runway number 12 right. It can tell you either that way or it can tell you another way. So before we do that, don't forget, like I just forgot to go here, you have to go to ground operations, release ground power, remove chocks. There we go. Now startup engines go up. Gotta go here. You can see this one. Left, right. Do that. Engines wanna start. Fuel pumps around. Now you can see the EGT rising basically. Let it rise. Now over here, while it's rising, you can set your first initial attribute, which for us was 332,000. We set that and that. Yeah, that's not good. Yeah, on that. Go to your checklist, it is right here. Sorry. Yeah, checklist I was. Go right here. Like you can see flight control display. Click on it. That run that in there. Now, up. You can see the elevators up and left is down. You can see the rudder going right. And you can see the rudders go left. And then you can see the ailerons. Perfect. That's it for taxi. Go back to your checklist. Go back to flight controls. And ground equipment is cleared. That's why that's it. Normal. Flaps 5. Set flaps to 1. Now, as you're taxiing, walk to the, oh my god, that lab. Walk to the pang. Open your logo and wing lights. Strobe should be on. Taxi should be on. Runway turn off. You can just click this. Turn the bottom. Landing will be only turned on when you are holding short of runway. And that's it. There we go. You set up your airplane for taxi and for takeoff. That's it. You don't want to use Line. You can go to call somebody ChartFox. Get started. You have to log in with your bad SIM account. We make an account that you and we put any. You'll put the taxi. You'll go. Let it load OMB. Now, here you have the general, you have the ground, you have the SID, you have the star, you have the coach. Right now we're on ground. So for 12 low visibility, we're now on low visibility. But you can say, you can go here, here. It's very confusing. I know. That's why I use Golanta. Best thing it was here. Zulu 10, then you Zulu. If, for example, I was taking this and Zulu, if I was taking this kilo 3, if you're this with a batch controller or you want to be really realistic yourself, Zulu 11, then you go straight, then you go kilo 3, hold short of kilo 3, and then you can go for takeoff. That's it. And star the post. I'll cover this in another video. Thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe. And if you want any changes, let me know. If the volume is very bad, I know my mic doesn't work. This is a computer's mic. So thank you so much for watching. And I hope you have learned how to fly the 777 now. Bye-bye.